Hi there, welcome back. Now we already saw that we have food which is going to give us energy, which is going to make us strong, which is going to help in the growth and development of the body. But again, the question remains the same. How is the food going to help us? Well, for that we are here. So now what we'll understand is how intricately your digestive system, circulatory system, and the respiratory system, yes, we have another hand. The respiratory system is going to work together in producing energy for your body. Now in the previous module, you already understood that we have the food molecules which get digested. It enters into the stomach. From the stomach, it enters into the small intestine. And after all the digestion process, the rice or the carbohydrate source breaks down into carbohydrate, and this carbohydrate breaks down into glucose. You have fat sources breaking down into fats, fats breaking down into fatty acids. You have protein sources breaking down into protein molecules, and proteins breaking down into amino acids. So what is present in the small intestine right now? In the small intestine, you have glucose, fatty acids, and amino acids. And then they enter inside the cell, is what we saw. Now, the next step is energy obtainment through the process of respiration. So we have oxygen. We are breathing in oxygen. So when we take in oxygen, it enters into the lungs. And we know that this oxygen, when it enters into the lungs, we have small air sacs called as the alveoli, who are going to be the organs. Rather, they are going to be those places wherein gaseous exchange of oxygen occurs. That is, oxygen is given to the blood and carbon dioxide is taken from the blood. Well, that is what happens in the alveoli. The alveoli, which now has oxygen after inhalation, will give that oxygen into the bloodstream. Again, blood vessels are attached to those capillaries. They are attached to those alveoli. And then this oxygen enters into the bloodstream, and guess where it goes? It goes inside the cell. Initially, the cell only had food molecules like glucose, fatty acids, and amino acids. Now, the cell, because of respiration, also has oxygen. So, did you see that this respiratory system is also intricately joined to your circulatory system, and all of them went together? They are forming one system, and that is for energy production. So what our interest is? That cell now. Now that cell is going to have food molecules, that's components, and oxygen. So let's see what happens there. Now this cell, which has glucose as the major source, also has oxygen because of respiration, will now break down. And when it breaks down the glucose, what is it going to produce? Is the energy. And this is the energy that we are looking for. The question is this breakdown of glucose with the help of oxygen a one-step process? Well, of course, no. It's a huge step-by-step process. And because your food molecules are chemically reacting with oxygen, can I not call it as an oxidation reaction? Well, of course it is. So this step-by-step oxidation of food occurs via three processes, namely glycolysis. You have the Krebs cycle, and then you have the electron transport chain, which together is called a cellular respiration. So respiration is not just taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. Rather, it is the action of oxygen, which when enters inside the body, which when enters inside the cell, will break down the food molecules, and basically what it looks for? It looks for glucose. And this glucose, which when broken down in a stepwise manner, how many steps? 3 steps. They are glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain. When they are broken down into this stepwise manner, Well, they are going to be together called as cellular respiration. Why? Because the major aim of respiration is not to give in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. The major aim of respiration is energy production. The production of energy molecule. And this energy molecule is going to be in the form of, let's see that in the next module.
And yes, please do not forget to like, share, subscribe, and press the bell icon.